Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom, the hopeful elect. This is Brother Irawam from the Mission Maker Camp. Come with another quick lesson, right? And the inspiration of this lesson came from this video right here. It's a video with an excerpt from Jordan Peterson, and as it's titled, it's here on the screen. The best way to show someone you do care about what they say, right? And while while we go about our daily lives, so to speak, when we're among the non-believers, when we're about our day to day, and especially when it comes on to interacting with the truth, there are guidelines, because these scriptures are life, and they apply both to when we're amongst the brothers as well as when we're out and about in our day to day. Right now, even though the steps that are listed in this video does highlight how to show someone you care, it actually is teaching how to listen, right? And this the scriptures actually validate the concept of what he's saying, right? So basically, if you watch the video, I implore brothers to watch this video. What he the exercise that he implements in this video is to say that when you have a conversation with someone, right, before you address what it is that they say or what they're saying, first allow them to finish their thought, and then before you address it, you should rephrase what was said to the person, and then have them confirm that's exactly what they say or what they said, right? If it's a case that you're not fully, if you're not clear on everything that has been said, you say what you understand and ask for clarity, and then only after understanding the full point and rephrasing it to the person, and they give that yes or that approval as to saying that's what I'm saying, or that's that's my point, then you go ahead and address what needs to be addressed, right? And it definitely goes back to listening. I myself have fell short as it pertains to listening, whether it be with brothers, whether it be with once again people within my day-to-day life. Sometimes the fact that we have more understanding than the average person, or because we may have that spirit of we're all men in the truth, and we all have understanding. Sometimes we tend to think we know what someone is about to say, or sometimes we genuinely think we understand what someone is saying, and that's not what they're saying, right? So to help prevent that conflict, whether it be in your day-to-day lives, outside of being around camp, as well as within camp, let's see what the scriptures have to say in regards to this, right? So the first precept I'll read is from the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 11, and I'll start at verse 7. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then rebuke." Right? Once again, if you watch the video, you'll see once again that the scriptures validate the concept or the point that is being brought forth in that video, right? Once again, I'll read it. It says, "Blame not before thou hast examined the truth." It says, "Understand first, and then rebuke." Right? And the only way to confirm or to be sure that you understand, you're having a dialogue with someone, simply rephrase to ensure that you get the point and get the approval. Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Or you got the first part right, but you got but what I'm saying with the last part is, or you got the last part right, but what you missed with the first part was, and then after that is explained, you go again and you say fine. And it's not a case that, as he explains in the video, it's not something that you have to do full on rigid, but it's something that, you can practice. And I implore brothers, to try as best as possible to implore this, because what it does is actually forces you to listen to understand and not listen to answer. Especially if it's a case where, you, you want to get your point across, or it's a case where you're being reproved, or something, there's a counsel to get to the bottom of a particular issue. And it's like, it's about winning, and you winning the argument instead of actually completely resolving it. Right? Verse 8 says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. And this is the part that actually shows that we're not listening, because the fact that you interrupt in the midst of someone speaking, it means that you think you know what they're about to say. And even if you guess correctly what they're about to say, it may be that that's what they're about to say. However, they have a point after that. And sometimes when we actually fully listen, realize that even though we got that part right, we missed the point. Right? So and sometimes you may be right, but at the end of the day, allow the person to finish. It's all about what? Listening. Right? So once again, it says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause. So you still have to hear it. You still want to ensure that you understand everything. And it says, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Right? And for me personally, this is something that I need to apply to myself. This goes for myself first and foremost, but hopefully this is something that will help the Akim out there, that you may need to brush up on this. Right? One more precept, and then I'll close out. This is Proverbs 18 and verse 13. It says, he that heareth a matter before he that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. Right? So let's just look on the word answered and see what we get. And it's the Hebrew word shawab. See if I can find one that would apply. Well, I guess it may go back. It's because it says to return or restore. I guess it's before you actually give a response. Go back to return. I guess I'm not seeing the word response here, but it seems so. Whenever you're actually responding to something, right? It also says here to revoke. So let me go back. It says, he that answered a matter before he heareth it, right? And let's see if the word hear is just simply to hear, or if it goes back to the Hebrew word for understanding. Which in order to do that, you still have to hear. So it says the Hebrew word shamai, which means to listen. Even if you're familiar with the Hebrew, you should know that word, right? To hear with attention or interest, to listen, to understand, right? Also it says to hear of or concerning. Anything else? Yeah, so pretty much is to you listen to understand. Right? So if you answer a matter before you hear it, whether just hearing as well as understand it, it's actually folly and shame to anyone that actually does that. And once again, I know that I've been guilty of this, both within being around camp, and also even in my daily life. And I think it's something that we all can benefit from. So hope that this has been edifying, and just let's try to move towards perfection as we see the days approaching. So once more, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.